Welcome to the Dubs Fans Update channel. Before the news, I ask that you leave your like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and activate notifications. Now let's get to the Golden State Warriors news. Hey there, Dubs fans. Did you follow the playoff series recently? It was quite intense, wasn't it? And one of the most talked about figures was Tobias Harris. Did you see how he averaged less than 10 points per game in the first round? Well, it wasn't easy for him. Now, what's interesting is that despite all the criticism he received, this could end up being an opportunity for him. Have you thought about him playing for the Golden State Warriors? That's right, the criticisms may be putting Harris on the Warriors' radar. Tobias Harris earned $39.3 million this season. That's a pretty high amount, right? But with free agency approaching, it's expected that his contract value will decrease significantly, more than any other players. And let's be honest, do you also think he didn't live up to expectations for a 5-year, $180 million contract? Still, Harris could become an interesting option for a reduced value, around a third of his annual salary. And speaking of possibilities, have you thought about him as a sign-and-trade target for the Golden State Warriors in the coming weeks? Have you heard about this rumor that Tobias Harris could end up with the Warriors using the mid-level exception for contributors? It seems like a lot of people are dreaming of this possibility, isn't it? But let's be realistic. It's hard to imagine his contract value dropping so much to be less than $6 million per year. But between us, in the NBA world, you never know what might happen, right? Sometimes, even the most improbable possibilities become reality, especially if the Warriors are really interested in him. Hey guys, have you heard what Tim Kawakami recently suggested on the Warriors Plus Minus podcast? He talked about the possibility of the Golden State executing a sign-and-trade to acquire Tobias Harris next month when free agency begins. He said something like this: "There's a potential way to do this. They, 76ers, don't want him. This is a way to get players back for someone they no longer want. This is a guy who could help the Warriors." Now let's talk about an interesting theory involving the Warriors, shall we? Word on the street is that they could make a trade involving Gary Payton II and Moses Moody for Tobias Harris. After that, Harris could sign a multi-year contract for around $14 million per season. But here's the catch. This trade depends on Payton opting in for his $9.1 million player option by June 19th. But if that doesn't happen, the Golden State has another card up its sleeve. They could guarantee Kevon Looney's entire $8 million contract and use it in the trade. Complicated, huh? Analyzing Tobias Harris's numbers this season with the 76ers, he averaged 17.2 points, 6.5 rebounds, and 3.1 assists, shooting 48.7% from the field and 35.3% from three-point range. Now, considering these numbers, does he justify a salary of less than $20 million? It seems so, especially for a team that needs more scoring and shooting at any wing position. What do you think of these stats? Would Harris be a good addition for any team in need of a versatile and efficient player? Guys, let's talk about how Tobias Harris could bring even more versatility to the Warriors' frontcourt. Just imagine him alongside Andrew Wiggins, Draymond Green, and Jonathan Kuminga. With this addition, one of the three could even become more expendable in a future offseason trade. But keep an eye on the clock because time is running out for the Golden State Warriors to make important decisions about the future of several key players. June is a crucial month to set the course for the franchise. Now let's talk about Kevon Looney. He had a tough season, being replaced by rookie Tracy Jackson-Davis, and now faces an uncertain future after 9 years with the Warriors. Looney has been an important part of the team for so long, but it seems things are changing now. What do you think the future holds for him? Is there still room for him on the Warriors? In the last 2 years, he started warming the bench after starting 150 of 164 regular season games. And look, during the second half of this season, he even lost his spot in the rotation. Complicated, huh? His numbers aren't that great either. He averaged 4.5 points, 5.7 rebounds, and 1.8 assists in 16.1 minutes per game, well below his career best year in 2022-23. Now, what does the future hold for the three-time NBA champion? According to Kawakami, even if his contract is guaranteed, Looney may be on his way out of the Warriors. He believes a trade may be on the horizon in the days or weeks after June 24th. According to The Athletic's Tim Kawakami, he may be living his last weeks as a Golden State player. The situation is interesting. Looney has an $8 million contract for next season, but only $3 million is guaranteed. And the key date is June 24th, when the franchise needs to decide whether to guarantee the remaining $5 million of his contract. It's a tough decision, both for Looney and for the Warriors. What do you think will happen? Will he stay on the team, or is it time to move on? It seems that the team, with a huge payroll and seeking to avoid the second tier of the tax, isn't so inclined to pay $8 million to a backup center next season. At least that's what The Athletic's Tim Kawakami suggests. In the last episode of the Warriors Plus Minus podcast, Kawakami detailed his expectation that the Warriors will waive Looney by June 24th. He said something like this: "I think the most likely situation is he gets waived. He gets $3 million of them, and he goes and finds another place, and there will be another place for him in this league. Teams will want him again, for a very low number, but they'll want him." It's a tough decision for the Warriors, isn't it? What do you think the future holds for Looney? Will he find a new place in the league? While many find it hard to imagine Klay Thompson on another team next season, seeing Looney on a rival team could be equally strange, given the legacy he's built with the Warriors over nearly a decade. It's complicated to think of these players wearing other jerseys, isn't it? What do you think? Will Looney continue to write his story in Golden State, or are we about to witness a significant change in the team? Share your opinion in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe.